Hello everyone and welcome to the Tea Brief. This is the companion series to the videos I'm doing for the Club 100 season this year, and today we're going to be doing a tea brief on Whilton Mill. It took place on Saturday. Today is Monday, so I've been thinking over the weekend over the course of the weekend. First thing though to point out, you probably noticed I'm in a completely different setting. This is because since the last video I have moved, still living with mum and dad, but we've moved to a rental because the family home is being renovated. And it's going to be being renovated for until probably next February. So this is going to be my setting for until February, I would guess, unless I'm moving with my girlfriend before then. I'll just show you have a little tour. It's really unfortunate that the best position for this desk is the worst position for a setting. Like, look, I've got all of that. I've done quite a good job so far setting it up. And you've got my helmets over there, and this is the best place for the desk, and that means that so far the backdrop is a door and some wardrobes. So we're just gonna have to get on board with that. But hopefully I might find a way to change it around at some point. We shall see. But anyway, enough of that. Let's now get into the business of the racing. So let's start with, of course, the endurances in the morning with the three Swans. There isn't as much to go through this time as there was last week, because ultimately we had a much quieter race. We didn't win. We came second to Brilio, who did what we did at Clay. They came in 9th and were top 10. Brilliant performance, a lap ahead of us. The only real difference is that they wouldn't have won Clubman's because Dickie Allen's team, Speed Screen, came 4th overall. So fucking great result for them. Dickie was on unreal form in that race. He came past me and was just gone. So yeah, brilliant stuff from him. Can't believe I thought that if he was taking part in the whole SHW Championship, I might have had a chance of beating him. Nope, would never have happened. Anyway, so we came second. It just wasn't as slick compared to Clay. Our pace was good. We didn't really put any faults wrong, or nothing major went wrong, apart from my first pit stop, where Jasper couldn't get the fuel cap on. In fact, he struggled every time he had to put the fuel cap on. He struggled with it. It was a bit dodgy. It didn't just sort of clip on and then you just give a little turn and it's on. It was taking its sweet time. But yeah, so that didn't go well. We were stopped for a while, and that's where we lost the majority of our time to Brilio. Then Tom came in when I hadn't given him the signal to come in, and there was a bit of miscommunication there because it was at the 1 hour 20 minute mark, which is when we said that's when you come in. But then we're still standing there with my other green helmet, that one, which is our new pit board. And yeah, he came in. That was a bit annoying. And then Jasper, in his stint at the end, he had like 3 spins, hit the barriers. I think he got a contact warning. But yeah, to a certain extent we were lucky to come second. In another way, FFS Racing, who came 3rd, they got 2 black flags, and with the best will in the world, their first driver was really good. A second driver, I mean, I saw the way Tom overtook him and it looked a bit easy. It didn't look like he was on the pace, but yeah, it was very difficult conditions, and if he wasn't that experienced, I think that is what the Inters is. It's a really split grid. You've got like us, Brilio, and FFS Racing, and I think there are a couple of other teams out there who can pump in some great results, but then at the same time, if you're not quite on it, if it doesn't quite work out, you're down at the back and you're nowhere. So that's the Inters Championship. So we retain the lead. I think we've got 195 points now, and I think the next team's got 175. So we're 20 points in the lead, so it's going well at the moment. Championship, again, can't read too much into it at the moment. So, but yeah, going well so far. Now, the SP60 in the afternoon, which I'm sure if you have been looking forward to this video, you're probably looking forward to my sort of debrief, my tea brief on this. So, I love the wet. I was so happy when I saw that it was going to be raining this weekend, much like it is now. To be fair, look at that. The chemistry, or what's it called? The symmetry of my timing of this video is fantastic. You know, it's like poetry. They rhyme. Yeah, so I was really excited about the rain coming down, and wasn't really surprised to put it on pole for the SHW. I think I qualified 8th. I was surprised at the lap that got me pole, because I thought it was going to be my first lap. As it turned out, it was my final lap where I was overtaking 2 people and getting held up. So it shows really that there was more in the tank, and I was really sort of optimistic about that heading into qualifying. Richard Newton was in 11th. When I saw that, I thought, okay, he's close to me, but I've got 3 karts in between me and him, so that's good. The first start went okay. I lost a few positions, but I think I was down to 9th, so I was still and no sign of Richard anywhere. So I was like, okay, this is cool. And then the red flag came out, and I was driving around thinking, oh my God, what's happened? Immediately just off the throttle, hand up, like, oh my God, what's happened? Who's been hurt? Someone's gone over the monster and rolled it. And I was looking around thinking, oh God, is it someone in the tyre wall at Ashby? Got to Ashby, I thought, there's nothing happened here. Nothing happened here. Looked, and then coming down the back straight, I looked over and thought, nothing's happened here. Oh God, are we about to get a bollocking? And as it turned out, basically, race control lost the race because everyone, including myself, at one point went over the white line at the final corner. So yeah, JV basically said, look, you've all gone over the white line. There's been nothing on the radio apart from Muttley saying track limits, and it's like right, we've lost the race because other penalties are being missed because no one can get in on the radio. So race got abandoned, full race restart, 15 minutes. I did feel sorry for the people who had come from further back and made up good positions, because obviously that's all their time lost. But at the end of the day, that's what JV decided, and what JV says goes. So we just got to get on board with that. So second start came along, and I got a really good start actually. I think I climbed 1 or 2 positions, and was really like, all right, this has gone well for me. Finished the race. I was 9th. I still dropped a place on where I started. I was a good 16 seconds ahead of the next guy, which happened to be Richard Newton. I was so sort of just out by myself. I could basically watch his race for the final few laps, and I was just watching him thinking, please somebody overtake him, and then let the whole field swamp him. But they didn't happen. And so for the second race, starting, it was me and Richard on the 5th row. And my tactic going into it was to be aggressive. I was going to be aggressive. If I saw him going down the inside, I was going to make sure I made life difficult for him. Unfortunately, I did sort of take him out going through Inkermans. And as soon as I saw it happen, I thought, shit, that's bad. I feel really bad. As a person, I felt really bad. When I came across the line to see that there was no penalty for me, and when I came across the line the next lap to see still no penalty, the racer inside me just thought, shit happens. So it was one of the things, I was really conflicted about the whole thing. I did take him out, but I didn't get a penalty. So it's like, that sort of thing happens. Again, it was 100% not intentional, would never in a million years be that guy. But it was like, I feel bad, but at the same time, this has benefited me. So yeah. But calm as a bitch, because through the race, again, I didn't really do much. I just had good pace, had a good couple of fights. I think I had a good scrap with Matt Horgan. And there was another guy whose name I don't know, and he's in like a blue and white helmet. I had a good scrap with him. Brilliant moment where Lindley, he's an aggressive driver, he is. He came down the inside. There's a theme with Lindley. He always, in the second race, gets me. Always overtakes me. Always has, maybe always will. But in this race, once he got past me, he then tried sending it down the inside of the second reverse Lesmo, the left-hander. I call them reverse Lesmos because they're left-handers, not right-handers. And he sent it, and it was still damp, and he just went off the grass, and I gave him a little wave. It was quite funny. But yeah, karma's a bitch, because basically through the race, I got 2 cone penalties. The second cone penalty, I don't remember happening. I don't quite remember. I haven't watched my footage back yet, but I don't remember where I hit a second cone. I think it might have been on the exit of the first of the reverse Lesmos. I don't know. But yeah, when I saw that, I thought, ah, shit. And I knew that Richard, I could tell that Richard was not, he hadn't been swamped by the field. He would still be sort of there, because he's that good of a driver. But as I was coming around the penultimate lap, I saw him coming down towards Christmas, and I thought, oh, thank God, he's miles away there, and there's enough guys between us, so two place penalty, I should be fine. I wasn't fine. I crossed the line, basically thinking that I'd won it, then bumped into Dickie, who was still hanging about, he was like, oh, well done, Geese, yeah, well done, and then said, oh, can we have a look at the results? Richard was 9th, I was 10th. He'd benefited from penalties. So it was like, came down to fastest lap. And Richard had set a lap time 1/10 faster than me in the second race. So he got it. He got the win, which is why I'm here with this, my runner-up trophy. Once again, a trophy that I'm not particularly pleased with. I was a bit of I was a prima donna on the podium, like glasses on, not happy. When the photographer was like, "Come on, raise your trophies in the air," I just went like if I didn't have a face mask on, my face would have been like that. I will win a race eventually, I am sure of it, and I will one day beat Richard Newton in an SP60 race, because in all 3 that I've done, including the one at the end of last year, have not beaten him. He's beaten me. He's won 2 of the races and taken second in the other one, where I've been second, third, second. I will win a race eventually. I will get it under control. I think the problem is I'm not used to going into a race weekend where I think I can actually win. It's a new sensation for me, and it's one that I'm not potentially dealing with the best, and I still think I need to be a bit more aggressive. And I need to learn. And I've never been in a championship fight before, which I think it is fair to say I'm firmly in one at the moment. And it is fair to say as well, despite Richard taking the win and me coming second, championship wise, as it was, he has 5 points on me. So it's not like, whilst again didn't get the winner's trophy, didn't win the round. Points wise, I'm still there. We'll see what happens over at Lid, which is my next SP60 race, and then I'm not at GYG, or rather I'm going to be there, but I'm not doing the SP60, which is annoying. I'm going to hope and pray that a seat becomes available. I doubt it, but we'll see. So yeah, that has been this episode of the Tea Brief. Disappointed, of course, not to win the race, but we just got silly mistakes and just really annoyed. I was really annoyed, because it would have been my first victory since 2017, and I think I built it up in my head. So annoyed. One day, me and number 30 will take the win, but that day is yet to come. So again, that is it for the Tea Brief. Thank you for watching if you still are. If you enjoy my ramblings, and for some reason you're not subscribed at this point, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell for notifications so that you know when a brand new video comes out on Rich T Racing. That is it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and all that's left for me to say for now is ta-ta and farewell. And I didn't spill my tea this time.